Before beginning today's practice, if you need some blocks, you can grab them now. And whenever you're ready, you can meet me in a child's pose, bringing toes together to touch, knees as wide as comfortable, and arms extended long overhead, resting the third eye down on the mat. And take a moment to connect with your breath. Notice the sensation of the inhales and the exhales. Slowly walk both hands over to the left. You should feel a nice right side body stretch. And then slowly walk your hands over to the right. Left side body stretch. And then slowly make your way into a tabletop position on your hands and knees. And take a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhaling as you lift the heart, and exhaling as you round the spine. You can continue here at the pace of your own breath. On your next exhale, you can come to stillness and send the right leg back, curling the toes under, and maybe gently rocking back and forth for a calf stretch. Lift the right leg in the air, and then maybe you bring the left to join. And on an inhale, knee to elbow. Exhale, bring it back out. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Slowly place the hand and the foot back onto the earth. And then send the left leg back, curling the toes under, gently rocking back and forth. And then allowing the left leg to float in the air, and then bringing the right arm to join. Inhale, knee to elbow. Exhale, release. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Slowly bring the hand and the foot back onto the earth. Maybe give yourself a little bit of movement in between. And then we'll stretch out the wrists, flipping the hands so the back side of the hand is on the ground, pressing the fingernails into the mat. And if this feels good, maybe you gently rock back and forth. Slowly release and rotate your hands so the fingers are pointing back towards the knees. Take some circles here in one direction. And then the other direction. Slowly bring your wrists back to neutral and then melt your heart down into the earth, coming into puppy pose. You can rest your third eye down onto the earth or a block. When you're ready, slowly make your way back into a tabletop position on your hands and knees, and give yourself a little bit of movement in between, maybe a few rounds of cat-cow or swaying side to side. And then when you're ready, you can send the right arm up, thread it through in between the left hand and the left leg, resting the right side of your cheek down on the mat. Send the left arm overhead, or maybe you bring that left arm behind the back. Slowly bring that left hand next to the face and push yourself back up into a tabletop position. Let the left arm come up into the air and then thread it through in between the right arm and the right leg, resting the left side of your cheek down on the mat. Right arm can come overhead, or if you did on the other side, maybe you bring it behind the back. And slowly bring that right hand next to the face and push yourself back up into a tabletop. Give yourself a little movement, and then when you're ready, you can make your way into a downward facing dog, curling the toes under and sending the hips up and back. And take a moment here to pedal out the feet. Slowly walk or hop to the front of your mat, coming into a forward fold. Grab opposite elbows and gently rock side to side. And release both elbows down, coming back into the forward fold. And as you inhale, hands come up the shins, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up to mountain. Prayer comes overhead. And then back to heart center. Take a moment here. And maybe you set an intention for today's practice. Send the prayer overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant both hands down. Step it back for plank. Lower the knees and come down for chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to mountain. Prayer comes overhead. Exhale, prayer comes to heart center. Inhale, prayer lifts overhead. Exhale, lean over to the right. Come back to neutral and lean over to the left. Come back up to neutral. Bring your hands down by their low back. Open up your heart to the sky, coming in for a back bend. Maybe you interlace the fingers together for a bind. And slowly make your way into a forward fold, keeping the bind if you have it. Slowly release the hands down onto the earth and heel toe the feet, mat width distance. Heels are coming in at an angle from Lasana squat. Maybe rock side to side. Plant the left hand down on the earth, send the right arm up for a twist. Maybe the gaze comes up to the fingertips. On your next exhale, slowly bring the right hand down, send the left arm up. Breathing here. Slowly make your way back into a forward fold. Heel toe the feet together to touch, and then rise up for chair, engaging the core, keeping a nice long spine. Maybe you sink a little deeper. Bring your hands to heart center and fold over. Plant the right hand down onto the earth, send the left arm up, bending the left knee, coming into a standing twist. And then slowly bring your right hand on the ground, bend the right knee, and send the left arm up. Slowly make your way back into a forward fold. And then inhale, come up for chair. Keeping that core nice and engaged. Slowly come back into a forward fold and step both feet back into a downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Inhale, right leg lifts, bend the knee, open up the hip. Take a little bit of circles in one direction and then the other. Bring the leg back to neutral on an inhale, knee to nose, and step it through in between the hands. Lower the back knee, untuck the toes, and come up for a low lunge. Maybe you interlace the fingers behind the back and give yourself a back bend here, lifting your heart up towards the sky. Slowly release the hands, plant them down onto the earth, and send the right arm up for a twist. Option to bend that back leg and reach back with that right hand to grab the foot. Twisted monkey. Slowly release the back foot and shift your weight to the back leg, extending the front leg, curling the toes back towards the shin, runner's lunge. Maybe you use your blocks here, nice long spine, and then you slowly fold over. Add the bend back into that right leg, curl the back toes under, lift the knee, and step the right foot back to meet the left, downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. On an inhale, left leg lifts, bend the knee, open up the hip, take those circles. Left leg extends. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, step it through in between both hands. Lower the back knee down, untuck the toes. Inhale, low lunge. Breathing. Maybe you take that back bend if you did on the opposite side. Slowly releasing the back bend if you have it, placing both hands down on the earth and then sending the left arm up overhead for a twist. Bending the back knee and reaching back with the left hand to grab the foot if you did on the other side. On your next exhale, slowly release the back foot. Frame the front foot with both hands, shift that weight into that back leg, extending the front leg, coming into runner's lunge, using your blocks here if you need. Nice long spine. Slowly add that bend back into that left leg. Curl the back toes under, lift the knee, and send the left leg back to meet the right. Pedal out the feet, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step it through in between both hands and come up for a warrior two. Back foot is parallel with the back of the mat. Gaze comes over the front fingertips. Flip the front palm and send it overhead. Reverse warrior. Bring that right forearm to rest on the thigh. Left arm comes overhead, extended side angle. Open up your heart. Slowly make your way back up into a warrior two. Straighten out that front knee and lower down for triangle. Resting that right hand down on a block if you need, or maybe you float both arms overhead, engaging that core a little bit more. Taking a few breaths here, and then slowly make your way into a warrior two. Bend that front leg, and then cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot. Downward facing dog. As you inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through in between both hands and come up for a warrior two. Flip the front palm and send it behind you, reverse warrior. Bring that left forearm down to rest on the thigh, and the right arm comes overhead, extended side angle. Slowly make your way back up, warrior two. Straighten out that front leg, and then lower down for triangle, using your blocks here if you need. Maybe you float the arms overhead if you did on the other side. And then slowly make your way back into a warrior two and cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot. Step it back, downward facing dog. Pedal out those feet. Hopper step to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to mountain. Prayer comes overhead. Prayer comes to heart center. Ground through the left foot, and then bring that right foot into either the calf or the thigh for tree pose. Hands can stay at heart center, or maybe they come overhead. Slowly bring that prayer back to heart center and place the right foot back down. Shake it out. Ground through all four corners of the right foot, and then bring that left foot into either the calf or the inner thigh. Maybe that prayer lifts. Slowly bring your hands back to heart center. Place the left foot down on the ground. Shake it out. Inhale, arms come overhead into prayer. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant both hands down onto the earth. Step it back for plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Maybe you sway side to side here. And then come back into a child's pose, bringing knees together this time and sending the arms behind you, palms facing up. And take a moment to come back to that intention. Slowly shift your weight forward, coming into Sphinx. Both arms are parallel to each other. Gaze is directly in front of you. Tops of the feet are pressing into the mat, so much so that the knees lift. Slowly bring your forehead down onto the earth and extend the arms long overhead. Breathe here. When you're ready, flip over onto your back. Plant both feet flat onto the earth and windshield wiper back and forth. Maybe you grab the soles of the feet, coming into happy baby, and sway side to side. When you're ready, both feet can come back onto the earth. Hip width distance, send the pelvis up into the air, coming in for bridge. Breathing here. On your next exhale, slowly lower back down and send both legs up into the air for a waterfall. Maybe you point and flex the toes here for a moment, and then when you're ready, you can hug the knees in, gently sway side to side, and then knock both knees over to the left. Option 2, T or cactus the arms. Gaze can be up at the sky or over at the opposite shoulder. Slowly make your way back to neutral, and then knock both knees over to the right. Maybe that gaze comes over to the opposite shoulder. Slowly make your way back into neutral. Hug both knees in, sway side to side. And take a moment here to give yourself whatever final movements you need to make your practice feel complete today. When you're ready, you can extend your legs and your arms overhead. Reach through the fingertips and the toes for a full body stretch. And then completely relax, bringing your arms down to your sides. Take a moment to thank yourself for dedicating this time to your practice. Stay here as long as you need. Have a beautiful day. All love.